minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
Fiddy.
It's
Fiddy. Episode number 50 of the Play It By Ear podcast. Welcome one, welcome all. Our room has 8 people in it. Hopefully more to come. So, STD, first in the house.
Already in the class.
Yeah,
Class. Podcast. Room. I'll get it right.
Wow.
That's a valid question, right? Whose ear was used for the model and the logo? I don't know. We put our ears up in the camera. And you can,
I've got tiny listening discs. I don't know that it was mine. I think
I have satellite dishes, so
that was a anonymous ear for the logo, STD.
anonymous.
Anonymous, yes. Thank you, Mrs. Wilson. Congrats on the big 50.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Again, episode number 50 of the Play It By Ear podcast. Another number 50.
Thank you, Tanya.
STD says it's my ear.
I see that. I can tell.
It does look like your ear.
You got little ears too, Eric.
I do.
Yeah.
Like little bear ears. All right.
Little mouse ears.
All right. Anywho, welcome. I've welcomed like 3 times. You know what I think, though? I think Matt, if I could find that woman who was doing that countdown in her voice, Matt would be out of a job. That's what I think.
That is a cool countdown. Do they hear that? I can't remember. They hear the countdown, right?
Yeah, they heard it. Well, I think they heard. I heard it in my ears, so I believe they hear it as well.
I think we need to get Fran Drescher to do a voiceover for our countdown. Or Gilbert Gottfried.
Sorry if you're listening, Gilbert.
Yeah.
STD, you should get more ear modeling work. Maybe I should. Yeah, it's my most redeeming feature, probably. All right. I keep rambling. I'm sorry. Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast, episode number 50. Now we have 16 in the room. You kind of got to ramble a little bit to let the room fill up. But I do want to put, Tanya verifies she heard the countdown. So yeah, that's what I thought. All right, I do want to put the call out, and this is truly playing it by ear. This is playing it by ear on the extreme because I have 2 ideas in my mind as far as a game situation. So I'm going to ask the audience. We need panelists for match game in the 3rd segment. So if you would like to be a match game panelist, put it in the chat there, and I can send you a link. Or if you choose not the link, I mean, you can chat or give your answers through the chat. That's fine too. But if you would like to be a panelist, again, we need 6 people. Actually, we need 5. I've got 1. So if you're interested, put it over there in the chat. We would love to have you. I think match game with the audience as the panelists would be outstanding, with Brady and Todd trying to match the audience's answers. Yes, Becky, you were picked. Oh, White Chipmunks. Hello, White Chipmunks.
Hey.
Hello, White Chipmunks.
New to us. Welcome.
Hello.
We're just finding all kinds of new people here. All right. If you don't know how the show works, we all come to the table with a topic, and we talk about that topic for 20 minutes. And then 20 minutes kind of a suggestion. And we can kind of go beyond that. We generally do go beyond that, actually. But 20 minutes is kind of our I guess our
goal. Plan.
It's kind of our framework, I guess. That's the best word. And we rarely stick in the framework, so there's that. All right, so we are in order on the screen as we will appear. But first, we want to do our housekeeping as we always do. Brady, help me out. Visit our website, www.playitbyearpodcast.com. And you can find out everything and anything that you want to know about our show. And as I always say, maybe a few things you don't want to know. So check it out. And a lot of good things on there, a lot of funny things on there, we think. All right. STD. White Chipmunks is following Joey. And I call him STD for Square Table Degenerates. So Joey is actually his name. So White Chipmunks is a follower of STD. All right. Miss Wilson would love to play match game, but she's in the Adams County Outback, and we'll just have to answer by a comment. So, yes, Miss Wilson will take you as a panelist. You can answer via chat, and we can get those up on the screen. So we've got 2. We need 4 more. So if you're interested, put it in the chat. If not, I'll have to play it by ear and go another direction. But anywho, Todd is first. Brady's in the middle segment. I'm last. So, Todd, you're starting us out. Episode 50, take it away.
All right. So for episode 50, I have a list of 50 things. And my list tonight is 50 things. 50 things you won't believe are banned in the United States. And
whoa.
Per usual, I haven't looked through this list. Don't believe in doing homework. So it looks to me like, just from the first few little scrolls down, that it's pretty much one thing in each state. And it also looks to me like these are things that are not enforced so much. You know, I mean, I don't know that for sure, but some of them, just the first couple I scrolled down to, seem silly enough where I can't imagine that they are enforced. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So I'll just get right to it. And if people want to chime in, and maybe if you can think of if you live in a different state and you know of a silly law or something that has been banned in your state, you can feel free to chime in. First, Alabama. I believe we had some Alabama listeners.
We did.
Yeah. No bear wrestling. No bear wrestling in Alabama. Can you believe it?
So these things you have on your list, is there a basis for the outlawing of said activities, or are they just outlawed for some random reason that we don't know?
I don't know yet. This one starts out first off by saying that in Mobile, Alabama, silly string is illegal, as is confetti. But no matter what city or town you're in Alabama, it's unlawful to promote, this is the wording of the ban, unlawful to promote or otherwise be involved with bear wrestling matches.
Wow.
That is truly random.
Well, you know, this had to originate with something. That there had to have been an incident that led to, you know, bear wrestling being banned. I probably figure it was some outlaw wrestling promotion that they probably had one of their world champions wrestle a bear, or had somebody come in from the crowd and wrestle a bear, and it went poorly.
Probably so. I'm sure someone got maimed along the way, and that's why they stopped it. But it also includes selling tickets to bear wrestling matches, and or, get this, training a bear to be a bear wrestler.
Now, training a bear to be a bear wrestler, is the bear a human wrestler?
The bear, you can't train a bear to be a bear wrestler, as in the animal, not a naked wrestler, not a naked human wrestler.
So, okay, now I'm I have questions. So is the bear wrestling? Obviously questions? Is the bear wrestling a human, or are bears wrestling one another? Or
I can answer this.
I don't think it matters. I think if you're a bear, you need to move out of Alabama if you have hopes and dreams of being a wrestler.
I do know for a fact, I've heard on a wrestling podcast that there was some Southern promotions where a bear would wrestle. It was a trained bear would wrestle people, or it would be like the villain would lose the match, and their punishment for losing the match was to wrestle a bear. I think Memphis wrestling made that famous. But my mind's going another place. It's like I could just see some guy, in the dungeons of a gym. Bruno, you got to drop that DDT right there. Go off the top rope, Bruno. And then this wrestler is doing this bear is doing all these wrestling moves.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't specify. I mean, obviously there's probably more research to be done, but that's pretty much all it says. So anyway, if you have any desire to be a bear wrestler, don't move to Alabama. Alaska.
Right, Allison is from Alabama. That's our
Is that
earbud Hall of Famer.
Is
from
that
Alabama.
Is that something that is known in Alabama, or is that just rubbish?
Or is it a law because of Allison?
Allison, you've been wrestling bears down there. Maybe you should check that out. See what we want a law citation next week, Allison. We want it in the Alabama. I don't know if they call it the revised code down there, but what is the law citation that outlaws bear wrestling?
So in Alaska, well, it's illegal to enter a bar if you're already intoxicated. In Alaska, that's not the law. That's not the banishment that is surprising here, because it makes a bit of sense. But in Nome, Alaska, it's illegal to carry a bow and arrow, which is odd because generally speaking, bow and arrow hunting is permitted in the state of Alaska.
So you can't carry it into the bar?
No, that's a separate thing. That's just
okay.
In the whole state of Alaska, you can't enter a bar if you're already intoxicated.
Yeah.
But moving on to just Nome, more specifically, Nome, Alaska has a very odd banishment, and that is you can't carry a bow and arrow. And again, bow and arrow hunting isn't illegal in Alaska. I guess just Nome, Alaska doesn't want you to carry a bow and arrow.
I mean, that's unwieldy. It's not even concealable unless you put it in your drawers and you got like hammer pants, because then you would be like all flared out trying to sneak a bow in your pants. So,
yeah, but you would think. See, I'm going the other way with it. I mean, I don't think it's saying like you there's no way you could conceal it. But I would think if it weren't concealed, you would be allowed to carry it around if you were.
Did you say sneak a bow in your pants, or
not a BEAUX or a BOW? But
right, moving right along, Arizona. No camel hunting in Arizona, fellas. No camel hunting. The hunting of camels is prohibited. There's a logical reason, it says. It's pre-Civil War. The U.S. Army experimented with camels in the Arizona desert before eventually giving up the project. So the remaining camels were set free and are still protected to this day.
wow.
I taught U.S. history for a number of years. I don't remember any milestone battles in the territory of Arizona using fed camels.
Yeah, well,
Not even on the corner of Winslow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got some comments from our wonderful audience here. Miss Wilson liked bear baiting, which is definitely animal cruelty. That's true. Yes, Allison, you do have homework. First time I've given you a homework assignment in 30 years. Or probably not that long. I had her in school
30 years ago?
It's been 25 anyway, probably.
25.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I just gave up her age. I shouldn't have done that, but
Well, we're more concerned with your age. That's what we're concentrating on. That's the math I'm doing.
well, then that's kind of scary. Joey got kicked out of the bar in Alaska for getting on stage drunk and telling the band to keep playing Freebird.
So they do that in Alaska too, huh?
Free
Todd,
payment.
how many Freebird requests do you get on
Oh my
average?
gosh. Thousands. I mean, like in my lifetime, thousands. Arkansas. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I am, Celia. I am old. Continue.
Arkansas. No honking your horn in front of a sandwich shop. Or I'm sorry, a sandwich shop.
Sandwich. Yes.
In Little Rock, after 9 p.m., it's illegal to honk your horn in front of a sandwich shop. What? So, okay, is that something that people tend to want to do? Is honk their horn in front of a sandwich shop? As in, bring me my sandwich. I'm out here waiting.
Hey! Make me a sandwich.
Honk, honk.
Hey, wait! I only smell 4 sandwiches.
Honk, honk. Sorry, I'm gonna.
You
add
can't
the honk.
fool Ray.
It was coming. I just had to say it like.
All right, California. You got a lot of states to get through. You can't wear a mask or other disguise. Interesting. I mean, obviously this was this was before COVID, but this is in Walnut City. You should rethink your Halloween costume, especially if it involves a mask or other disguise, or at least get permission from the sheriff. Or you could consider trick or treat someplace else, or trick or treating someplace else. So apparently, no masks or face disguises in Walnut City, California.
That's nuts.
Wah, 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 wah.
There. I'm sure it's California. You know, the '60s in Berkeley. I don't know where Walnut is in proximity to hippie and Weather Underground shenanigans back in the '60s, where they might have like disguised their faces.
Yeah.
So,
but it just seems like, again, for the sake of Halloween and trick or treating, they would at least lift it for that night.
that's true. That's true.
Colorado. No throwing missiles at cars.
Missiles.
Missiles?
Within the city limits of Alamosa, Colorado, it is illegal to throw missiles at cars. While you would hope that your car is protected from missiles no matter where you are, this Colorado city has made sure to articulate the rule. So yeah, that's so. I'm saying it has to be any flying object. I mean, like.
That's what I was going to say. What kind of missile are we referring to here?
Hey, Margaret, get the Stinger missile from the trunk. Let's shoot it at that car.
Yeah, my cousin and I were coming home from school one day, and he threw a combo out of the window in the back of a guy's truck, and the guy chased him down all the way to his driveway. A combo.
A combo?
Yeah, like a little
We had
rain
a
and it's
problem
washed
with
out.
pizza cheese?
I don't know. Yeah, I
Man.
can't remember it. I mean, it was a long time ago. Showing my age, that was what, 25 years ago or so. So it's a long time ago, but yeah, I remember that. I remember it vaguely.
Joey has a question about curbside. What if you're at Applebee's for curbside ordering?
Well, that's another thing, because now with COVID, obviously, pickup is pretty much everywhere. But so maybe you can still pick it up. You just can't honk your horn impatiently. Maybe they don't want to be rushed.
Maybe
Maybe they feel like if you're honking the horn, yeah.
People were in bed in Arkansas early.
Now, he also had another comment concerning the camel hunting regulations, and he was speaking of certain camel parts, of whether they're to be hunted or not. I will not put the comment up, but
Humps. Camel
Sure.
humps.
sure.
A camel jejunum.
In Connecticut,
In
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
kissing on Sundays. Kissing on Sundays. If you live in Hartford, Connecticut, you might want to avoid Sunday night dates with your spouse. It's illegal for a man to kiss his wife on Sundays. The origin of this law is unknown, but it still exists, though not really enforced.
Sounds Puritan.
Yeah.
It
No
sounds like there
necking on
was
Sundays.
some frisky public displays of affection in Connecticut, and I don't know. I mean, once again, it's going to be my standard response. There's got to be a reason for this. So somebody was really nonplussed about seeing some smooching on a Sunday. Maybe it occurred in church.
So do
I
you
guess
think
that's
that...
in my head, Brady? In Connecticut, you cannot kiss your wife. That's a
Do you think that-
1776 reference for everyone out there?
Do you think that those things are so absurd, though, that they don't even take the time to change the law to unban the something like that? I mean, who actually wonders? I mean, who actually enforces that, or who would even?
What if they're really struggling for funds, and they keep that law in the books and just send some rookie out there once and it's like, we want you to get all the kissers you can tonight because we need to make, quota.
Yeah.
They have a kissing quota.
It sounds like something that you do, like a rookie, like the rookie deputy you send out, and it's made up. Just like, like the striped paint in the board stretcher that they would send you for in shop class when you were a freshman. Like
the soap in the coffee cup. I got you good.
Delaware. You cannot trick or treat on a Sunday in Delaware.
I'm sure there's religious references to that.
Yeah.
So I don't recall trick or treating ever falling on Sunday anyway.
No, well, because in Sardinia it was never on Halloween night typically.
True.
It just if I guess the places that always have it on Halloween night, if the 31st falls on a Sunday, they would need to reschedule.
True.
I don't even know the year on this list, but Florida, no internet cafes. I wonder if 15, Florida Governor Rick Scott signed into law Bill 155, which was aimed at cracking down on illegal gambling in internet cafes. But the law had the effect of banning internet cafes in general and resulted in an immediate shutdown of 1,000 internet cafes.
Wow.
The law is still in effect, although these establishments keep popping up everywhere. So
what is the exact definition of an internet cafe? Is it just some place that gives you Wi-Fi, or what is that?
I think that was a novelty back in the day.
But is it a place that gives? Because a lot of places have free Wi-Fi now. So, or is it a place that the only purpose for being there is interneting?
Internet.
I think
maybe
that's
do
it.
some interneting tonight.
Like maybe you can sip a latte or whatever people drink, but other than that, you're there to internet.
Yeah, because we never experienced that around here. But I almost wonder if when the interwebs were getting popular, that there were some places that charged you for your Wi-Fi, and while you were there, you could get, snacks and coffee.
Yeah, makes sense.
Comments. White Chipmunk says good night from Canada. He actually does have white chipmunks. He's got to go watch the Raptors game though. So welcome, Leprechaun. Welcome to Leprechaun TV back with us.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the whole STD group there. On the White Chipmunks Leprechaun TV podcast. Miss Wilson, the Catholic Church used to forbid making love on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Miss Wilson, you certainly met Whoopi.
Are we Bob Eubanks here?
I bet Tuesday and Thursday was. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of which, Georgia, you can't buy sex toys in Georgia.
Wow,
that's true. So,
is it really true?
I don't know, but the law did say your wife can't kiss your wife or your spouse on Sundays.
Yes, you kiss your girlfriend, not your wife.
That could be awkward. Sorry, honey, I can't kiss you tonight, but I can kiss her.
It's illegal to buy sex toys in Sandy Springs, Georgia. An ordinance on the books specifically provides that any device designed or marketed as useful, primary for the stimulation of human genital organs is obscene material and therefore prohibited. Unless the buyer has a bona fide medical, scientific, educational, no pun intended, educational, legislative, judicial, or law enforcement purpose.
Nightstick indeed.
And this law does get enforced, although it's constitutionally, it is currently being challenged in court. So again, I don't know the year of this list, but so apparently that is one that they still enforce.
So this is legislatively or judicially. The court will now come to order. No gavel, and that's that is crazy.
It could, and I say this as naive as I could possibly be, and I know it's hard to believe that I could be naive about this topic. But could someone please message us privately and explain how each of those would give you a green light? Medical, scientific, educational, legislative, judicial, or law enforcement purpose. I would love to see some private messages
Neck
from people that
massager.
maybe have some people that might have a little more insight into that than we do. You don't have to do it on the on the actual comment section if you don't want to, but easy, Brady. Get that confiscated in Sandy Springs, Georgia.
That's right. Simmer down.
Yeah.
Hawaii. You can't text and walk. A ban on pedestrians looking at mobile phones or texting while crossing the street took effect in Honolulu, Hawaii earlier this year. Fines start at $15 and go as high as $99 for multiple violations.
Dang.
I was going to
Laugh
say,
all
I think that is catching in other places too. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says laugh all you want, but texting and walking cause 11,000 injuries per year and could
Wow.
soon be banned in other states. So again,
Not a bad idea.
Idaho. You can't be in the same house as someone who is smoking pot unless they are smoking it from a potato. I made up that last part. I made that
Baked
up.
potato indeed.
Baked potato. Man, you're on fire tonight, Brady. You are smoking. All right. Marijuana use is still illegal in most states, but in Idaho, you can't even be in the same house as someone who's indulging. If you're caught on the premises where marijuana is being used, you can be fined up to $300 and sentenced to up to 90 days in jail or both.
So is the smoker off the hook?
No, it's illegal.
Okay.
But let's say that, they're going to get in trouble, but typically in most states, if you were just in there watching Price is Right, minding your own business, you wouldn't get in trouble. But in this case, if you're in the house, you would get in trouble.
So
Which seems kind of unfair.
It does.
I mean,
if you just happen to walk into it,
yeah.
maybe they have glaucoma. You go to visit your friend, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're in the pokey.
Here's what I don't get. The sex toy one, you can it can be medically, judicially, educationally, all these clearances, but the marijuana, no. If you're in the premises as everybody else.
Continue.
Illinois, you can't wear saggy pants or breeches, as old folks like us call them.
Breaches.
Collinsville, Illinois, saggy pants have been banned since 2011. Under the law, pants must be secured at the waist to prevent the pants from falling more than 3 inches below the hips, causing exposure to the person or the person's undergarments. The fine is $100 plus community service for the first offense and $300 plus community service for subsequent offenses.
Well, that's
That
what I was
prob-
going to ask. What constitutes baggy? But I guess it does give a definition there, doesn't it?
There you go.
Yeah.
It did. Indiana, you can't shoot fish in a barrel. In Indiana. If something is easy, you might say it's like shooting fish in a barrel, but then clearly you haven't been fishing in Indiana, where shooting fish is illegal, as is catching them with your bare hands. So that's just a play on words, I guess. You can't shoot fish anywhere in Indiana, apparently.
Okay.
You can't shoot them in a barrel. You can't shoot them in a bucket.
I do know in Ohio, related to that, you can't use dynamite to fish. For real, that's on the books.
Really?
Yeah. It's not considered sporty.
Iowa, you can't flash or streak naked in Iowa. A person who exposes his or her genitals or pubes to another commits a serious misdemeanor. If he does so to arouse the sexual desires of himself or herself, or the viewer and knows or should know the act is offensive to the viewer, the exception is that the viewer is the person's spouse.
Honey,
So-
it's okay. The law says so. I'm going to go mow the yard like this. And you're out there. It's like, my wife's
Yeah.
watching. It's
You don't-
okay.
You don't want to weed eat with your weed out. So yeah, that's interesting. But so I guess the whole idea is the intent in that one. That's the first
Yeah.
one where there's really intent behind it. Kansas, no toy guns for minors.
Boo.
Kansas has several wacky laws, but our pick comes from Kansas City, Kansas. Minors are not allowed to purchase cap pistols. Are those still a thing? Cap pistols?
They've been replaced by airsoft guns, but
What was your favorite type of cap pistol? The kind that had the little round I don't know what you call it, the little plastic
capsules.
round, yeah, or the paper ones that you had to feed through.
I like the
the
plastic
rounds.
ones.
I did too. Although the ones on paper you could hit with hammers and what? Well, you could hit all of them with hammers and make them pop.
Yeah.
I got
Nothing
some
like the smell of
comments
a
if you want to
cactus.
hear them.
Oh yeah.
All right, and I'm having issues with Google Chrome again. I may have to duck out for about 30 seconds and come back on in Firefox, but I'll
Bray it by
say the
ear
comment.
Toddcast.
There you go.
Number 2 on 50. That sounds like a code.
STD says, does a Starbucks with Wi-Fi stay open? Throw up the coffee machine and call it a day. That's true. The Internet Cafe question. Allison says, the whole law with sex toys in Georgia may be bogus. She says, driving to Atlanta, she's seen several shops near the truck stops. So, I don't know, maybe that's an old law. Jason says, whoa, what did I walk into? Sounds like a serious debate. He walked in the Georgia conversation there. Joey also says, man, don't remind me to never go to Idaho now. If you've never seen Joey's show, he imbibes while he's doing his shows, so he certainly would not be one to go to Idaho, probably, if that's the law.
Let me clarify real quick about the Georgia. That was only in Sandy Springs, Georgia. I don't exactly know where that is. Yeah,
Maybe it was because of the sand.
Now, Gary says paper roll cap guns all the way.
Oh, really?
Really?
He's a fan of those. And Miss Wilson says, yes, I've used cap guns in a play. I bought them at Capel's, the party store.
Nice.
Cool. So
Kentucky, no selling Easter bunnies.
What?
In Kentucky, it is illegal to sell baby bunnies whose fur has been dyed. In fact, it's illegal to even dye the bunnies in the first place. And for that matter, the law applies to baby chicks, ducklings, and other birds. If you get caught doing so, you're looking at a fine of up to $500. So could you use like the Kool-Aid temporary dye job type thing?
I'm going to sound like I don't know what, but I agree with this law after I saw some stories a couple years ago where these people would buy these dyed bunnies and chicks because it's cute because they're dyed and they're real things, man. They're not toys. And
yeah, I have no problem with that law. Bunnies are the colors of bunnies are already fine and cute. You don't need to dye them.
Yes.
Louisiana, no vampires.
What?
No vampires. See, blah, 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 blah. Then you could be... Louisiana's legislature finding it necessary for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, morals, safety, and welfare, and for the support of state government and its existing public institutions, has banned the ingestion of human or animal blood or human or animal waste.
Ew.
That ain't a vampire.
5 years in prison or up to a $5,000 fine, too. They're messing around.
Wow. And do you think that's because of like the Anne Rice novels? We're all set in New Orleans and people were taking them too seriously. And Sting had a song, Moon Over Bourbon Street, that was about a vampire in New Orleans. So I kind of wonder if that's just not to encourage those kind of shenanigans from the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to skip a few here just because I know we're out of time, or the timer went off. Maryland, no potty mouths at the playground. That seems like a sign that will be up, like, no potty mouths at the playground.
Yeah. That
doesn't matter how frustrated you get when you can't get your 6-year-old son to share his sandbox toys with his 4-year-old brother. Doesn't matter if you stub your toe. Whatever you do, just don't use profanity at the playground in Cumberland because that stuff is banned.
Man, what if you stub your toe in the monkey bars and you have this like, dadgummit, confound it.
Well, whoever came up with this law had never been cherry bombed on a rickety old teeter-totter.
A good old wooden splinter-filled teeter-totter.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they had to pick the splinters out of your butt cheeks after getting
definitely.
Man.
Eric, you missed this one, but in Maryland, no potty mouths at the playground in Cumberland, Maryland.
Potty mouths?
Potty mouths.
Potty mouths.
So you can't cuss.
Cursing?
Let's see, I'm skipping through some here. Michigan, no peeing in public. A moment of childish bad judgment can create a lifetime of unfortunate consequences throughout a number of Michigan municipalities. Public urination. Laugh all you want, but it's still a serious offense because not only can you be forced to pay a fine of up to $500 and face up to 90 days in jail, but you may be required to register as a sex offender.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, they're
Yep.
not messing around. Number one priority for the state.
Minnesota, you can't wear your hat in a theater. I'm not going to read that, but that sounds like an old-fashioned.
Yeah, hats definitely have taken more of a. You never used to see them in buildings. Now you hardly ever not go into a building and see someone wearing a hat, or probably several people. It's just not what it used to be.
Yeah.
With that.
Brady, you'll like this one. In Montana, no giving away rats as a gift. That's go ahead.
I got to know that's like I'm trying to think of how to get around that law. I'm trying to be the so
Well, Richard Gere could probably teach you a thing or two.
the rat barker.
That's what I was waiting for you to talk about, the old Sardinia rat barker.
Barker. Yeah, it's 50 episodes in. That stupid rat game at the street the Founders Day.
Well, they weren't giving away rats, though. They were only forcing them into hard labor to for everyone's entertainment.
Nausea and motion sickness.
So, in the city of Billings, Montana, you can buy, sell, and give away rats as long as they're to be used as food for snakes or birds of prey or both. For any other purpose, it's illegal. If you're not sure whether your pet bird is a bird of prey, you might want to pay a visit to Idaho's Birds of Prey Conservation. That's a little plug for Birds of Prey Conservation. Anyway, so apparently, again, it's all about intent. If you are, if it's snake food, you can
So
give it
you
away.
think people try to get around this law by, here's my budgie, I got to feed it this rat. Sir, a budgie is not a bird of prey. So, like, who knows why the guy was trying to give a rat as a gift.
Nebraska, you can't get married if you have an STD.
Oh,
Just so you know.
What?
that
That seems kind of counterproductive.
what?
Well, I'm trying to.
If you
I'm
marry
trying to
them
walk.
off, it will stop the
I'm
spread of STDs.
I'm trying to walk gently here. I'm trying to walk a fine line.
Tread lightly.
The last thing I want to do is insult anyone. I'm not judging. No judgment here. But I would think that would be the safest plan. I think that would be the
I see where you're
safest.
going. Yeah, yeah.
Is my
definitely.
logic off there? I mean, like if I don't know. I'm not going
If
to.
somebody is monogamous and not out being a randy person, there's not going to be, Yeah, I get what you're thinking.
You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean,
totally. I know what you
you're
mean.
You're going to hopefully contain it to the household.
Okay, a few more comments. Celia says Louisiana's laws interesting since that's the home of True Blood.
Celia actually had a whole the beginning of that had a whole thing about True Blood. I skipped over it, but it did mention True Blood.
And Miss Wilson says that's probably because of True Blood, which was
Yeah.
too. So chimed in on that. Jim, welcome. He says it's my potty and I cry if I want to.
Working again.
Becky has never done that in Michigan.
You're lucky. You could be
Good.
fined and
Banished.
hauled off in the paddy wagon.
Take it to Wisconsin.
Joey says birds of prey, P-R-A-Y, can be found at your
Ah.
local church or synagogue.
Nice homophone joke.
Then I don't know what the no referred to here. You say didn't like this law. I have a whole podcast about this.
Which is it?
Yeah, I
Is
gotta
it
know
the
which topic.
Is it the sex toy in Georgia?
Now his comment was after that, so I don't know.
Was it the
Joey,
fishing
which particular law were you referring to there? Tanya says keep that STD at home and not spread it around many homes. Well, they used to get blood tests before you get a marriage license,
Yeah.
which I didn't know what the reasoning behind that was.
I think that was to make sure that they weren't related, and I'm not making a joke. I think that it was something about some of the genetic diseases if you carried both variant, or just to make sure that they weren't
That would
related.
make sense. New Hampshire, no making off with seaweed.
Making
So-
out or making
No.
off?
No, you can make out with it all you want, but you can't make off with it. That's an
Coke.
old-fashioned way of saying stealing, Brady.
Yeah, okay.
No making off with seaweed. When in New Hampshire, be sure to leave the seaweed where you find it because carrying away seaweed from the seashore is illegal.
Says Susie.
Susie stole seaweed from
By
the
the
seashore.
seashore.
All right, that's pretty. Oh,
Kelp. I need somebody.
I don't know whether to. I can't read this one. I can't read North Dakota's.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll read. How about this? How about I read the explanation, but I won't read the headline. The heading.
I'm intrigued
All right,
and
so am I.
frightened.
It's illegal in North Dakota to perform a deviant sexual act with an intent to be gratified. Violating this law comes with a hefty penalty up to 1 year in prison, a fine of $2,000 or both. Never mind. I can't. I'll text you guys if anybody's interested. It's
If anybody's interested in the deviancy, next time.
I mean, when it's too much for me, you know it's too much. If you're from North Dakota, you might want to.
Chime in.
Oklahoma, no horse tripping. It's
Give it
illegal
an
to
acid?
engage in horse tripping.
That's what I was thinking.
What'd you say?
Like, give it an acid?
No, you can do that. But horse tripping is an incredibly cruel event in which involves the roping of a horse's feet, forcing them to trip and fall. So even though this event seems somewhat obscure, we applaud you, Oklahoma, for your efforts. Yeah, so again, I have no problem with that rule. Anybody that does that is a dumbass. But you can go and have your buddy get out on all fours in front of a horse and then try to push the horse backwards like the old, behind somebody's legs and tripping them over it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you can pull that off on a horse, then...
Super Dave asked my question here. What about cow tipping? So can you tip a cow in Oklahoma, but
As long
not
as it's
trip a horse?
10%. Sorry, guys.
Oregon, no peeing in a bottle. I'm almost through the states. No peeing in a bottle. That's pretty straightforward.
But a cup is fine.
I think of that scene from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
Rhode Island, no biting off someone's finger. It looks like that would be pretty much against the law everywhere.
I'll say that could be considered assault, I would think.
Yeah.
It says, get this. This is pretty gross, I can be honest with you. Rhode Island prohibits the biting off of the limb or member of another person. It also prohibits...
Amen.
Tell that to Lorena Bobbitt. Or was it Babbitt? It also prohibits putting an eye out and slitting the nose, ear, or lip of another person. In all cases, the punishment is up to 20 years in prison.
For a nose slitting?
For your basic nose slitting? What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do
South
you think
Dakota.
that goes in a fight. To slit your nose.
What kind of old fuddy-duddy came up with this law? South Dakota, no causing static.
I'll tell you who did it. Probably somebody who had a shag carpet and a kid.
Now, wait a minute. Is static like the old person term for being loud or whatever?
I kind of thought it was, but
static.
I guess what I thought when I read it, but now now that I see it, it's actually no one likes. Let's see. The anti-static sentiment can only be described as epic. Against the law to cause static in the municipality of Huron, South Dakota. It's important to know that the sort of static this law refers to is not the kind that makes your hair stand on end, but the kind that makes crackling noises and snow on your television. So I never really thought of a difference there, but I guess.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much.
Plastic slides.
Looks like all of the. In Vermont, you can't have apple pie without ice cream. I second that. That you should be.
Imagine the debate on the floor of the Vermont state legislature.
There can be only ice cream, and cheese gets you 10 years in the prison.
Listen to this. It says it's not exactly a ban, but it's kind of crazy nevertheless. Since 1999 in Vermont, when serving apple pie, the official state pie is a good faith effort, is required to be made to also serve a glass of cold milk, a slice of cheddar cheese weighing a minimum of 1/2 an ounce, or a large scoop of vanilla ice cream.
The
Nice.
cheddar person needs to be taken out and beaten.
All right,
All right.
a few more comments here. Did that round out your topic?
That's pretty much Wyoming. You can't enter a mine when you're drunk.
Uh-oh.
It means like a underground mine.
Oh.
I'm a mine. That's mine.
I was going to ask you if you said mine or mime.
That's what I figured you guys thought I said at first, but no, that's all of them. That's all the interesting ones. So,
Oh, gosh.
All
That's some
right,
good stuff. Those need revisited. That seems like almost like a TV show. It's legal to be in the...
Well, Gary asked if it's legal to even, or is it illegal to be in the same barn as a horseman is tripping? That's true. Probably in your best interest.
Excellent. That was
LS.
Jim says Mike Tyson would be in trouble with the
for a lot of
earphone.
these probably.
Oh, man.
Joey says that Rhode Island law, I think, is a law everywhere now.
What was the law again? I've
Can't bite
all
a
the-
finger off, right?
can't bite a
Oh,
finger.
yeah.
I would think so. Yeah, or slice a lip or a ear or whatever it was.
Carrie says apple pie and cheese is awesome.
I
Actually,
love
she
you,
just
Carrie,
says
but no.
she just says apple and
Apple
cheese is
cheese.
awesome.
Okay, Carrie, you mean pie or just apple and cheese? Not that it matters to me necessarily, because I think both are grotesque, but I guess to each his own, or her own.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. Good first topic there. And
Excellent.
as we move into our second topic, we want to let you know about our memberships. Our memberships support our work on the podcast. If you want more information on how you can help us out by becoming a member, you can go to playitbyyourpodcast.com/support. Support. There's the
Support.
web address up there, and just put /support after the .com. And there's a little platform there called Buy Me a Coffee. That is our platform we use to deal with our memberships there. So if you do see that, that is legit. We do want to thank our members /Earbud Hall of Fame members, Joe Rocky, Christina Rocky, Chuck Griffin, Allison Chavis, who has been chiming in on our first topic here, and Jessica Longacre. We thank all of you for your support.
We can't thank you enough. We would
Thank you,
not
thank
be
you.
at 50 episodes if it wasn't, if you guys didn't like us. Thank you.
So
You like us. You really, really like us.
so it's tonight's our 50th, but we're also sneaking up on our year Anniversary.
Actually,
Yeah.
that would be next week.
next week.
Oh.
And is it can we go ahead and give a little teaser that we have a surprise?
Tease us, Todd.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We for our dedicated and loyal listeners, you might be interested to know that we have a surprise next week. A surprise announcement, I should say. I don't want people to think we're like giving away. We're not like Oprah giving away prizes and stuff like
You
that.
get
But
a car.
If you look under
Yeah.
your car seat, you will find a pen.
But yeah, we have a surprise announcement next week. That's all I'll say about that.
Everyone, all 16 in the room are waiting
right.
in bated
Well-
anticipation. All right, topic number 2. Brady, as we appear on the screen, as I said earlier. Brady,
I'm in the
you're
midst.
In the midst, so it's all you, brother.
All right. So, you know how when you're scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever your favorite social media is, and you see little, like things that people are talking about. And I saw this and it caught my eye. And I thought it would be great to talk about the funniest sitcom characters of all time. Now, it would be boring to me just to kind of go on the list with this one because, I'm not interested in what these guys say yet. I want to know what these guys think are the funniest, and our listeners, the funniest sitcom characters of all time. Now I just want to be specific. I know that there is some drama, and we're not talking about, movies or cop dramas. This is kind of to the sitcom. We're being real specific tonight because there is a plethora and a myriad of funny characters, and everybody has their different jam. So I want to know, who do you think are the funniest sitcom characters of all time?
So strictly funniest.
Funniest. There's all kinds of interesting lupine distractions that can hit us, but there are so many funny characters of what makes them funny, and then there's just some real ironic things. So, does anybody want to start out? Or do you want me to?
I can chime in with one.
Chime away.
Start us off.
And I guess this probably would have to do with what kind of comedy do you like?
Mm-hmm.
I tend to be more of the kind of lowbrow sort of, well, no, not lowbrow, highbrow, I guess would be more of the operative term there with slapstick comedy. I don't really get much out of that. I like more of the, hey, he said something. Was that funny? Yeah, that was funny. You had kind of stuff you have to kind of think about a little
Witty
bit.
banter.
Yes.
Yeah.
One that comes directly to mind would be Chandler Bing from Friends.
He is on the list, top 10, ironically. Yeah. And I know you mentioned that before, Eric. His, what's that famous Chandler one-liner that you love?
I forget which character it was, comes up and says,
Hey, Eric,
hey, guess
what?
Oh, thank you. The fifth dentist cave, now they all recommend Trident?
Which is excellent.
I will say I was never the biggest fan of Friends. I mean, I watched it and enjoyed it, for what it was worth. But I will say that I think he was the funniest of the male characters, easily.
Yes.
And I want to go ahead and say this, that on the same list, Ross from Friends was in the top 20, and I don't get that at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
So,
And it
Todd?
was kind of funny. I was doing some show prep, speaking of Ross, and I was looking at a list. I can't remember what the list was, but a lot of the list had to do with what a horrible person Ross was. And I just didn't, I guess I didn't watch enough Friends to get that.
yeah.
But apparently he was a terrible person.
Yeah, I just didn't find him. I didn't find his. I didn't find him funny. I just didn't.
Yeah.
So, as far as my first pick, it's going to be tough because I'm picking someone from The Office. But, man, every episode I've ever watched The Office, I pick. A new favorite. Yeah, as far as, I'm gonna have to go Dwight. From The Office.
Dwight Schrute.
Dwight
Is that
Schrute.
it?
Yes.
It's
So-
pretty darn good stuff.
Dwight Schrute.
Raise your hand if you've never watched an episode of The Office.
Really?
That's just stubborn for stubborn's sake, Fiscus.
No, it's not being stubborn. It's not like I have banned The Office from my watching pleasure. It's just,
You haven't watched The
I
Office?
just
You
have
haven't
never gotten
actually yet.
around to that.
Yeah, you'll need to this summer if you get a chance.
Yeah.
I
now
could have gone a few
Oh.
different directions with The Office. I mean, but,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And actually, like 3 or 4 of the characters are on the top 50 that I saw. So it is
yeah.
definitely a wellspring of talent. Now, I know everybody's expecting me to go nostalgic at first, but I'm not yet. I'm going to throw a curveball here. To me, one of the funniest sitcom characters, I'm a huge Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan. And Charlie Day, his character Charlie on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, never ceases to like crack me up. Sometimes it's lowbrow and sometimes it's like the ridiculous thing. Like he had never had a pear before. And in this episode, he eats the pear. It's like, dude, you got to remove the sticker from the pear. It's like, I eat stickers all the time. And there's just ridiculous things he says that hit my funny bone. So Charlie Day, Charlie from Always Sunny is definitely a favorite of mine.
Now, I will say this: I've liked every episode I've watched of Always Sunny, but I've never watched. Like, I've never made it a point to continue watching
marathon.
it. It's
Yeah.
strange. Yeah, I need to do that.
Comments?
Comments?
All right. Welcome, Howard.
Howard.
Jim Agnatowski on Taxi.
He's on the
Chris-
list.
Christopher Lloyd. For those of you who didn't know who played him. Kramer, according to
Kramer.
Gary, would have to be
Oh,
up there.
yeah.
I'm sure he's on that list as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Carrie says
Michael
Michael Scott.
I was
Yeah.
struggling, Carrie, between Michael and Dwight.
Jim says Coach from Cheers. Yeah, Coach
Underrated.
played that kind of underrated. Certainly,
Yeah.
Of course, a star-studded show there as far as comedians, and Coach was kind of played off that that dumb role, I guess, where he wasn't as dumb as he let on, but he was kind of
And-
funny dumb.
Refresh my memory. He passed away during the making of the show,
Correct.
and that's why Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
replaced him. Okay, I couldn't remember if he had died or if it was contract related or
Little,
something.
little side, rant here. Not really a rant, but who would have ever expected Woody to have the acting chops he ended up with from
Oh, absolutely.
watching him in Cheers? I mean, don't get me wrong, he was good in Cheers, but you never really saw that and thought,
Woody from a half hour away in Lebanon, Ohio.
yeah.
Yes, one of our locals.
And, Miss Wilson Mork.
Mark,
On my
Robert
list.
Williams, absolutely. Spin off of his own.
Tanya says Sheldon.
Sheldon,
Cooper.
excellent.
Now here we go, fellas. You
Uh-oh.
berate me for not watching The Office or never having done so. Joey says he didn't like The Office as much as other people, and he says he just hasn't had time for it at this point. Howard has never seen The Office.
Oh,
Christy has never seen The Office. So not just
Wow.
me.
yeah, that surprises me because it really is. It's solid.
I was giving Eric the business because of
Business.
Eric was the last person of his age group to see Star Wars, and it wasn't pretty much a I never saw it then, so I'm going to boycott it type
No,
thing.
I saw it in 1977.
Oh, you did? Okay, I thought you'd
I
never
did.
seen it.
Yeah, I thought so
I've
too.
I've not seen another one.
Well, that would be a fun topic, like the whole, because we all have those things they refuse to watch. Like my claim to fame is I've never watched Jerry Maguire, as far as the one thing I haven't watched. And so when people say "show me the money," I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I don't know. They say it to you like you're supposed to know exactly what they mean, and I don't know
Help
what they mean.
me, help you.
Yeah, I
Help
don't
me,
know.
help you.
I mean, I know all the sound bites from it, but I've never watched it.
Okay, now I'm going to ignite a firestorm of debate on this one, and it's going to relate to sitcom characters. And Todd, I apologize if this goes back a little bit too far, but so on Three's Company, who you got, Mr. Roper or Mr. Furley?
That's a good one.
So,
That's a good
I was the tail end. I mean, I was pretty young.
Yeah,
So Furley was the Curly was
Furley was Don
Knotts.
Knotts.
Don Knotts, and Roper was not Don Knotts.
Norman Fell.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm a Don Knotts guy.
Yeah.
I like Don Knotts.
At first, I didn't know what to think. That I was definitely Roper, but I think as I get older, I've switched to Mr. Furley.
Gotcha.
But
I don't know. Roper had that breaking down the fourth wall thing.
the old
Furley did not have.
he'd make the joke and be like,
Right.
and look at the camera, and that look is just classic.
Now,
I-
you want to talk about a side rant? I've got a side rant, and I don't know if it has to do with comedy necessarily. It can be comedy, but just in general. I love it when shows play off each other. And I'll give you a for instance.
I know what you're going to say.
I was a big fan of St. Elsewhere, and now obviously that was not meant to be a comedy. It had comedic moments in
Yeah.
it. One of the characters was actually from the show The White Shadow. Coolidge worked as an orderly in the hospital. So Timothy Van Patten also played in The White Shadow, and he played a character on the show. In this particular episode, there was a patient, and his name in White Shadow is Salami. So he's walking down the hall, and Coolidge goes,
How do you get that name?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. It was the 70s, though. I don't know. Anyway, he's walking down the hallway, and then Coolidge goes, Salami. And Timothy Van Patten gets this look on his face. It's like, you must have the wrong guy. And they just go on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when shows do that.
So I thought you were going to say, because on my list for comedies, I can't separate them. I got to put all of the Golden Girls in together. because I don't think
Yeah.
there was any one funnier than the other one.
They all needed each other.
They did, and
Yeah.
they all were. I tend to like, oh crap, Dorothy.
The Arthur.
I tend to like Dorothy's character the best because I love how dry she was and how. Here, Salami. Dry it up, Salami. Anyway, I like how, and I love how she never gave Rose any slack. She was always just, hard on
Left her
Rose.
chops.
And but I thought you were going to go with off Golden Girls, Empty Nest. I thought you were going to spin off Golden Girls and go Empty Nest, which was
That's true.
that same type of dynamic. They were neighbors, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
old
believe so.
man and the widow and his with two daughters lived there or something. And
Now,
Do you know who
speaking-
made the biggest crossover of those two shows? Was Dreyfus.
the dog.
The dog.
The dog.
Yeah, he was on both shows.
Yeah.
So speaking of St. Elsewhere, and I'm getting us off topic, but the ending of St. Elsewhere, if you're not familiar, the one of the characters was an autistic boy, Chad Allen, who later played on some other shows. But the show ended with him looking into a snow globe that had the hospital inside the snow globe, and the insinuation was that he dreamed up the entire show. So then there's this alternate theory that like 75% of the TV show universe came out of his mind
Yeah.
because St. Elsewhere interacted with all these different shows like Cheers. One of the St. Elsewhere episodes was in Cheers. So all those shows that they interacted with also was in his mind, and it's called the Tommy Westfall universe. So if you ever want to look that up, it's intriguing.
That is quite a deep thought.
So whose turn is it? I think it's Brady's. Back to Brady.
Oh, I'm just kind of skimming through. It's hard to talk sitcoms without talking Lucy. I love Lucy. Now,
Lucy.
of course, it's way before our time, but
I never found it funny. I mean, my wife loves it. Yeah, but
I always thought it was pretty darn funny. It was a very physical comedy and her
Yeah.
facial expressions and everything. But like I said, it seems like she would have to be on any list. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but two of my favorite comedy sitcoms ever. Everybody Loves Raymond. But again, I mean, I don't know exactly who I would put on the. I mean, on Everybody Loves Raymond, the dad and mom. I can't think of their names right now, but the dad and the mom, in my opinion, made the show. Occasionally, the brother.
Yeah.
Again, I'm terrible with the names, and then but King of Queens is one of my top
Ooh.
4 or 5 favorite comedy sitcoms ever. And once again, as much as I like Doug on that show, Kevin James, Arthur, his father-in-law, I think, kind of made the show. I never get tired of seeing him get bent out of shape because somebody's eating too many deviled eggs at the at the get together and things like. Because it
Yeah.
reminds me of myself. That's the kind of thing that I get frustrated about. And then it's funny because like my son. My brother's the same way. I'm the same way. And then so one day we're at Pizza Hut, and I'm having deja vu. I might have told this story on another episode, but we're at Pizza Hut buffet, and my son is across from me. It's just the two of us, and he's getting so frustrated, and I can tell he's getting frustrated. I'm like, "What is your problem?" And he's like, "That guy just took 9 breadsticks back there, Dad. There's no way he's going to eat 9 breadsticks. He was bent out of shape about how many breadsticks this guy took." And I'm like, "Well, you're a true Griffin then, because if I would have seen it, I'd have been frustrated too."
Oh,
Got
man.
comments here from the audience. Carrie says Moira Rose.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I don't know Moira Rose. Carrie, let us know who that is. Gary says Arthur Spooner.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Joey says the gay dog in Spin City is his favorite low-key pet.
Spin City was a great show too.
It was.
a
Very good show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey also says Cousin Larry on Perfect Strangers.
Good show.
Perfect. I forgot about that one. Is that
Yeah.
Balky?
Balky was the Larry. It was Balky and Larry, right?
Balky
Yeah.
Larry, yeah.
Yeah.
Tanya says she has never seen The Office or Always Sunny. I've seen very few Always Sunny episodes, and like I said, I've never seen The Office. So
Yeah.
Joe Rocky says Tim Allen's been funny in both of his shows.
I saw the other day where the wife from Home Improvement, Patricia Richardson or something like that? Is that her
Yeah,
name?
Heaton,
Turned
Patricia
70.
Heaton.
Patricia
Oh,
Heaton. I'm sorry.
really?
Maybe it was Patricia Richardson. Is there a Patricia
Okay.
Richardson?
Patricia Richardson was in Home Improvement. That was Tim Allen's wife in Home
That's who I was asking about. Didn't I say that?
I thought you were saying Everybody Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton.
If I said, yeah, I think it was the Home Improvement lady. She turned 70, I believe I saw
yeah,
the
that's
other
Patricia Richardson.
day. That's kind of hard to believe.
Okay. Now, when talking about favorite sitcoms, we're all familiar that this happens often, where like there's a main character, like think Seinfeld, you know. But when you get right down to it, Seinfeld wasn't the funniest. You know, Kramer and George and Elaine kind of stole the show, and kind of like, you know, Jerry played off them. But think about how many shows that happens. You know, where Mr. Furley and Larry stole the thunder from the Three Stars. You know, I don't think Fonzie was ever supposed to be the focal point.
Yeah.
But then like Flo and Vera kind of were much better characters than Alice.
Kiss
So-
my grits.
Yes, exactly. And so, you know, how many times has that happened? Where Jim J. Bullock in Too Close for Comfort, where, you know,
And Hollywood Squares fame.
yes,
Indeed.
yes. So how many sitcoms can you think? This is just going off the top of my head. This occurred to me about how many of them are hijacked by side characters. So
True.
it actually
And I
happens
think
more often
didn't
than
Kramer
not.
start to be a side character that kind of he wasn't supposed to have such a big role, was he?
Exactly. And, you know, it could be argued that there's some seasons that are very, very Kramer-centric.
Oh, but you know the biggest offender of said rule or said situation, JJ from Good Times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I know mine.
I don't
wonder-
mind.
I haven't watched that show in a long, long time. I'd like to find that and
Yeah.
start it from the beginning again.
He calls John
Rerun.
Amos to leave the show, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of, we were talking earlier about the. Now I can't remember. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
Carry on. It'll come back to me.
Got more comments. Many comments from the audience here. Yes, Becky, I do still boycott Star Wars.
Boo.
Howard never saw Seinfeld till it went off the air and into full syndication.
Ah.
Now, Jim has my answer. I was going to give that answer. Hawkeye from MASH has to be in the top 5 at least. We got several votes
Marsh.
for.
Marsh.
Celia says Roper.
Roper.
Carrie says Roper.
Roper.
Joe. Now he's using his Facebook. Joe says Klinger from MASH was great too. From up the
Yeah.
road in Toledo. Miss Wilson appreciates The Office because I'm constantly reminded of people with whom I worked. You willing to name names, Mrs. Wilson?
Right.
Empty Nest and Nurses was after that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That tied
Oh,
in.
that was the same spinoff? Steve Urkel.
Urkel.
Steve Urkel says Carrie.
I forgot about the whole genre of, well, poop coms, as we like to call them.
This is the second week in a row where I've gotten a looking like my dad post. Thank you, Aunt Doris. How you doing?
STD, Joey Dreyfus the Bernard, love that pup.
Yep.
And Howard, Chad Allen from Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Yeah, that's another one of the shows he played in as well. Tim Conway says Mrs. Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Answer.
Now, I about didn't bring that up because is Carol Burnett a sitcom or a variety show?
Oh, it's
Did-
definitely a variety show.
Did Tim Conway was he he wasn't Dorf, was he?
Yeah,
was
he was
Dorf.
Was
Dorf.
Dorf?
He was
I
Dorf.
saw an old Dorf clip the other day and it was still funny.
And my favorite part of Carol Burnett shows is when Harvey Korman would finally lose it, where he couldn't, stay in character and crack up laughing.
Gary, when any of the episodes where Frank Barone dances were comedy gold. Just hilarious. His wedding, that was a great episode too.
Carrie says Schitt's Creek.
I hear a lot about
It's
Schitt's
funny.
Creek. I've never
yeah,
watched it.
it's good.
My
It's
wife
good.
likes that. Celia says Kenny Powers.
Definitely Kenny
Powers.
Powers. You'll need
Yeah.
a shower after watching that show. You'll feel bad for that, but it is absolutely hilarious.
But
Let's see.
You'll feel gritty and grimy.
Christy berates us. Have you not seen Schitt's Creek? Moira Rose is hilarious. So that's what.
oh, sorry, and I'm bad about the names. Like you know, I forgot that's yeah.
So Howard and I disagree. He says Steve Urkel was the biggest side character who stole the show. And again, Steve Urkel never made anyone leave the show. John Amos literally left the show because it became too JJ centric. So that I will stand by my answer.
But if you keep it just to on-screen only, I would throw another one in there. I would throw Carlton in there.
True.
As someone who stole the show, and very funny sitcom character. But
Dudley.
Or did Carlton really steal the show, or were they supposed to be more even characters?
well, maybe it eventually. But I mean, the show is called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, not The Fresh Prince's cousin of Bel-Air. But I agree. I mean, I think that the writing definitely went that way when they found out how talented. They should have known from Silver Spoons how talented he was. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Hey, what about?
I have only watched a handful of Simpsons episodes.
Really?
Howard. Yeah, was never a Simpsons fan.
Yeah, those who couldn't see the comment, Howard has never seen an episode of The Simpsons.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, I've never been. I've never thought that Simpsons was anywhere near as good as Beavis and Butthead, Family Guy, South Park. That trio of, and Ren and Stimpy. I'll put the quad up there. The four of those.
Honestly, though, that's impressive. Though, when a show has been on 30 whatever years and you've never seen an episode of it,
Yeah.
Hey, going back to the Facts of Life, this just popped into my head. Was the Facts of Life made to be a Mrs. Garrett vehicle and it was hijacked by the girls?
Wasn't it called something different? Wasn't it called Mrs. Garrett something or another? Or
no, it was always called Facts of Life. It was made for her to leave Different Strokes, and actually was an episode of Different Strokes. In TV parlance, they call that a backdoor pilot. And she didn't know that she was going to go, but then she decided to go. So, yeah, it was made for her as a
How about Sanford and Son? That's a great comedic character.
Yeah.
True.
And Ethel. Was it Ethel? What was the aunt's name that would always just get up into his grill? The confrontational aunt.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember.
No, it's not Ethel. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
But
Joey says, Todd, it's time for us to have a talk about The Simpsons.
hit intervention.
Hey, now come on now. Eric's never watched The Office. That's as big as never watching The Simpsons.
Nah, The Office wasn't on 30 years.
True.
Aunt Diane.
Aunt Diane. I was going to say Archie Bunker earlier. He definitely controversial, but
Strong,
great show.
character, though.
Yeah. Well, and could throw the drama at you too. That show could.
True. Howard has never watched Todd's trio of cartoons.
You've never seen South Park, Howard?
Or Ren and Stimpy? Or Beavis and Butthead?
That's impressive as well.
Yeah, because
I was just talking to somebody the other day about my favorite Ren and Stimpy episode. We talk about it a lot. I think I made a shave my yak or a yak shaving day
National
joke.
Yak Shaving Day.
National Yak Shaving Day joke. But where the lady's apartment's on fire or whatever, and she's throwing everything out of the apartment, and she throws her horse out. Save my horse! and the horse is like dragging its back. Speaking of tipping a horse, it's dragging its back legs, and like they come up and interview it. So Mr. Horse, what'd you think of that fall? And he's like dying in agony. He stops. He's like, no, sir, I didn't like it. And then he just starts crawling away again.
Wow. My favorite Ren and Stimpy, and I've done it on this show when they sneak into the zoo because the monkeys are well fed, and so they try to act like monkeys. But what's funny is in the opening credits they do a guest starring role with Filthy the monkey,
Filthy.
and it credits Filthy. But do I have to? I'll go ahead and do it, Eric. It's fish heads and rotten fruit. It's every monkey's favorite. The Swedish zookeeper that throws them. So, sorry, it's going real deep there, but...
Oh, that is among your best impressions, Brady.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, have we exhausted that topic?
Exhausted.
All right. So I'm going to give a warning here before I do this next set of housekeeping. I am putting I'm putting a link in the stream. So I have for our match game panelists, I've got Gary, Becky, Celia, Joey, and Mrs. Wilson. She's going to answer in the chat. But if any of the rest of you want to be on camera, click the link and we'll let you in the show. I do need one more panelist, so anyone else would like to play match game as a panelist and have Todd and Brady try to match you, first come, first served here. And click the link and come on in.
Miss Wilson, since you're going to be a panelist, I thought you would like my I'm showing my alma mater spirit tonight. So I'm still representing. Represent. Since
Is that
we're
orange? Or is just the coloring?
It's the lighting.
It's orange to me.
I'm using my orange LED light because it gives a nice sunshine glow
Gotcha.
in the room.
I was going to say, they didn't surely add orange to their colors, did they?
No.
Don't get me and Eric started on
I
that.
will say that would certainly create a rant amongst us Sardinia folk.
Are you wanting a rant? Because that's how you get a rant.
That's right. All right. If you ever wonder what we're talking about when we use our certain terms from our 50 episodes, you can check out our isms on our website, www.playbyyearpodcast.com. There is a part of the menu that says isms. You can look at our isms there, our list, our glossary, or whatever you want to call it.
So if you ever wonder what a lupine distraction is,
Yeah, lupine distraction again, yes.
and guys, we have to send out a healing message. My sister just texted me right during the show, and our dog mascot, my niece's dog Moose, is recovering nicely from having his moosticles removed. And so he is recovering and doing nicely. So
I'm sure that dog is infinitely more comfortable now.
I know I am.
He got him while he was drinking.
That's why I saw that.
Yeah.
But
Carrie, I put the link in the chat there, so if you want to click the link, you can be our sixth.
I'll text you my thoughts on that, Brady, later.
yeah. Oh, it looks
Joey,
like
that is awesome right there.
oh my.
Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Nicely played.
Can't
Nicely.
see. There we go.
Celia in the
Nice.
house.
Psychedelic.
Joseph, I kind of feel like I'm watching a vintage Sabbath video, Black Sabbath video.
Yeah. Sweet leaf.
Gary says he's
Celia?
answering via chat, as well as Ms. Wilson's answering via chat. So waiting on Carrie and Becky to be our other panelists on the match game.
Does that give us 6? I wasn't
It does
counting
give
as
us
you were.
6. It
Yay.
does give us 6. All right.
Well, hello, Celia.
There.
Hi.
There's the link again, Becky. Celia, if you don't know, is Todd's wife. God bless her. She is certainly his better half.
Ooh,
Uh,
not that.
Joey,
Yes,
tell
sir.
us about yourself and your show.
Well, the Square Table Degenerates podcast can be seen live Friday nights on YouTube at 9:30. It's just kind of like your guys' show, but there's more weed involved, I would say. We a lot of pop culture stuff, a lot of fun interviews. We had Right Set Fred on last week. We've had on McNeely, Ricky Williams, all kinds of random people. Right now I'm actually trying to get a hold of Michael Winslow from Police Academy. I messaged him on Cameo, and then he told me to email his agent, and his agent said, "Hey, what's a number I can call?" I'm like, you want to call? This is 2021, so I've been waiting all day for him to call. He gets to call because I never answer my phone because I don't pay my bills, so I don't want to mess with that. So who knows?
That would just kind of get him on there and let him loose and let him make sounds for the whole time.
Yeah.
That's
How is correct spoken Frederick? You're right, said Fred.
I need to
They
watch
were
that
they were
episode.
hilarious, man. I liked them, and they were they just messed with the whole interview. It was really funny. My funnest part was when I asked him about Madonna, and he said something about, I didn't even catch it until after the fact. She said something bad about Trump. I was like, I'm poking that question. Because I later read they were like really big anti-maskers and had all kinds of protests and shit, so it's kind of funny.
The link isn't showing up in my chat.
So it's two of them? There's Right Said Fred is made up of two other...
Yeah, it's Richard and Fred Glassman, I think is how it's pronounced. It's
Gotcha.
two brothers.
Gotcha. Wonder why they didn't go with Right Said Richard. That would have had the alliteration at least, other than Right Said Fred. But it wouldn't
The
have
Right Said Fred
said.
was actually a song. They came out with that band. It came out like '82. There's a song called Right Said Fred where they came out with the band name from.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
All right. Hello, Carrie.
Yes, Carrie in the house. Still trying to get Becky the link here. So talk amongst yourselves.
And Gary is going. He's private chat. I see. Hello, Gary. Can I type there, or is it just you, Eric?
Anybody can type in
You
private
can
chat.
type in the private
Nice. I
chat.
see it now.
Gary Troutman. I know Gary from somewhere. I've seen him on another screen before.
Gary owns a coffee shop in beautiful downtown Sardinia.
He's famous for
Don't take the
delicious
bypass;
coffee.
you'll miss it.
Carrie leave. Carrie leave us.
Oh,
Oh, she's coming back.
she's coming back.
Okay, panelists on Match Game, you will need something to write with. So
Shit. I'll just type it on the computer because I don't like typing. Or I'll type it on my phone.
that's fine. You can chat. You can type in the chat too. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll let you say your answer when we get around to it.
All right. Then that's
All right.
not
So
a collector.
if you're not familiar with the Match Game, the way it works is we ask a question that is somewhat humorous. Well, in my mind, it's somewhat humorous. And the objective is for Todd and Brady to match our panelists and what answer they will give to said question. And I sent, still waiting on Becky here to.
Love it,
Gary,
Gary.
I'm jealous.
What do you? Oh, wine. What kind of wine you got, Carrie?
A nice Chianti.
Cabernet.
Gotcha. Hello,
There's
Becky.
Becky is in.
We are fully loaded.
All right.
It's a box.
It's a box of wine.
Capacity.
Brenda is in the house.
Box of
More like
wine.
a juice box for adults.
All right. So we will go to our first question. Okay, Todd and Brady, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Wait, before we get started, so are we typing the answers in the private chat? Or how's this going to work? Go over the ground rules again. So,
Yes, please do.
Well, those who have something to write with can show their answer on the screen, and you said you didn't have anything to write with, so you can type it into the general
I got what you're saying.
Facebook
I see what you're
chat.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, say if he types it.
Well, okay. Well, how if we write it on the screen? How are they not going to see what's on the screen? That's what
I won't
Well-
look. I promise.
They're not looking.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not looking at the screen. Okay, I got you. I got it. Right
They
Okay.
better not be looking. That's cheating.
Yep. All right, we're good. We lost Becky.
All right. So.
Yeah, Gary, that's a good point. Gary just said that anybody that answers in the private chat, Brady and I will see.
Nope, not gonna look.
Well,
I'm known
can
where
I
my
close
Christmas
it?
presents.
Can we?
Yeah, you can just look at the comments on Facebook and not look at the private chat.
Yeah.
Well,
Just click the other tab up there on the screen right there.
I don't have another tab. Like, how do I get
See where it says private chat? Right to the right of that is the comments.
comments? Okay,
Yeah.
Click that.
I got it. Okay, I see it. Awesome.
Teach them how to work it.
Well, yeah, we've never used the chat before.
That's what she said.
What was that echo?
Hello.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
We lost Becky again.
Dumb Dora is really dumb.
How dumb,
Dumb is she?
Thank you, Brady and Todd. She is the only girl in kindergarten with blank. I need some music.
Can you repeat the question?
Dumb Dora is so dumb, she is the only girl in kindergarten with blank.
So how are we supposed to, is this like a trivia question? How are we supposed to do this? No, I'm really confused, man.
You've not seen the game show Match Game?
Is that the one with the Wayne Brady, and they all dress up in Halloween costumes?
No, that's Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, what
You,
All right, let's describe the game for me, brother, because I'm confused now. I forgot.
so you have to put a word in the blank, and then Todd and Brady have to try to match you.
Oh, so
Repeat
they
the
have to guess.
question
They have to guess. Okay, so they have to
Yeah.
guess what we put to. We just make up an answer, and they have to guess what our answer is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Read it again.
Okay, I see.
Dumb-
Something. Okay.
Dumb Dora is really dumb. She's the only girl in kindergarten with blank.
Eric, will Brady and I write ours down or say it?
Hey, you'll say it.
Okay. I got this.
So do you want to see our answers?
I'll come to you individually.
Oh shit! Did you see my answer? Did they?
I didn't look. I'll have my head
I didn't
down.
look. I'm looking down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't look. Okay. Now everything's good. Now we're good. We good.
Okay, we want our answers to be TV-14. That's our show.
Damn.
So we get one F word for the whole show. We can't waste it. Make sure it's good.
That's right.
Hey, I've managed in 50 episodes to not say an F word. That's pretty impressive.
I say it 50 words in an episode. So
All right, are we ready, gentlemen?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. Todd and Brady, we'll get your answers first, and we'll see who you matched.
Okay. Brady, you want to go first?
Sure. I'm going to say that Dumb Dora was so dumb that she was the only girl. I'm struggling. With training wheels.
Training wheels. Todd,
I said a driver's license.
the driver's license.
Oh, nice. I was overthinking.
Are we in kindergarten?
Yes.
Okay.
Joey.
I see an M.
no.
No head.
No.
That truly would make someone dumb. Indeed. No brain, no head. Becky. Tutors. Still no matches. Carrie. Diapers. Ooh. Still no matches.
That would
Gary?
actually show she was smart. She was in kindergarten ahead of her.
There you go. Gary says his answer is cheat sheet.
I almost said that. Dang it.
Celia.
I have to be honest, I didn't understand it. Even though I was a teacher, I was like, get this. So I put numbers for letters.
Gary.
Numbers for letters.
I took it literally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 0-0. Okay. Next
So what-
question.
So there's no answer we hear from like a surveyed audience anywhere else or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
You're just trying to match
So-
the panelists.
So the whole idea of this.
To put this in now.
What?
But you know, in the show when they put their answers in, they put it in the
Oh,
slot.
no.
Yeah.
We don't have a little slot.
Yeah.
So
I get to watch this show all the time.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But so Eric, isn't the point of the show also though to have your answer? I mean,
You have to match the panelists.
I know.
That's the
Yeah.
point.
I'm still a little unsure of if it's supposed to be taken literal, or.
It is what you think it is. Whatever you think. Okay.
See, I went driver's license like she was in kindergarten and 16 years old. That's what I was going. Like
Yeah.
she failed a lot of years.
Next question. Peter Pan said to Captain Hook, "Don't tell a soul, Captain, but Tinkerbell is blank."
I got it. Should I do this music again?
Sure.
Wow, wow, waka waka wow, 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 waka waka wow, 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 waka waka wow.
Oh, by the way, I totally missed Mrs. Wilson's answer there. She said a baby plant. Sorry, I totally went by that.
Now you gotta do that music again. I gotta hear that music one more time. Exact way.
For me?
Yes.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
the one who did the music.
Okay. Wow, wow, waka waka wow, 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 waka waka wow, 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 waka waka wow.
Nice.
All right.
Almost as good as your animal sounds, Brady.
All right.
I still
Are we-
think we need a game of what sound is Brady making.
Yes.
Brady just hums theme songs to different 80s sitcoms, we guess.
There we go.
All right.
All right, everybody have
Are we
their
ready,
answers?
panelists?
Yes.
Okay. So again, the question. Peter Pan said to Captain Hook, "Don't tell a soul, Captain, but Tinkerbell is blank." Joey?
Oh, wait a minute. Don't we have to give our answers first?
Oh, sorry.
Eric?
Yes, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm out of order. Todd?
I said drunk.
Drunk.
Drunken.
Brady?
I was okay. If I was going to say the same answer, do I have to change it?
No.
I was
you
gonna
have to
say-
it's fine.
Yeah,
both
I
get a
said
point.
drunk too.
I trust your integrity. So drunk and drunk. Joey? Sorry, I had you show your answer too quick there. Not real.
Ah.
You don't live in Never Never Land, Joey?
No.
He's in Always Land.
Becky? Off the hook. Nice.
I don't know what it means, but that sounds
Drunk.
slightly
That means
suggestive.
drunk, right?
Eh.
I think you're reaching, Todd.
She does watch the show all the time, so she's probably pretty good at it, whether she likes it or not. Carrie? Tinkerbell is loose.
Drunk.
Oh, dude. There goes the PG-13 rating here.
Yeah, there it is. Just went right out the window.
You just mean free. We can't hear you, Carrie.
I said it.
She's winking. I get it.
I got you. I got you.
Right, Gary says Tinkerbell is drunk. Yeah. One match.
Nice.
All right. Celia?
I said she's full of pixie dust.
Full of pixie dust.
Drunk.
Not drunk.
Carrie's got her
All these
glass
sound
full of
pretty
pixie
drunk.
dust.
And final answer, Miss Wilson says a fairy. A fairy. All right. So our score, finally, our boys are on the board here. It's 1-1.
The obscure answer would have been, "Don't tell the captain she's Julia Roberts."
Yeah.
Or Sandy Duncan.
Sandy Duncan.
That's Scooby Doo.
That's a good
Didn't Sandy Duncan play Tinkerbell somewhere? Thank you, Carrie.
Yes, she did.
But not on
Sandy
Scooby Doo.
Duncan still alive?
Before
All right.
Valerie? Or
Yes.
Hogan family?
Valerie
Valerie
showed,
was
and then
first.
she died in a car accident on the show, and then or she left the show
Yeah.
and she died in a car accident, and they changed the name of the show to like Hogan something.
Yeah, Hogan family was Sandy
Yeah.
Duncan as
Shit,
the.
Valerie got kicked off her own show with Valerie's family. All right. Third question. It's 1-1. What's big and green and covered with fuzz? The answer. The Jolly Green blank. Brady?
Question again?
What is big and green and covered in fuzz? The answer, the Jolly Green blank.
I mean, do we really want to go boring or?
It's your answer.
I'm pushing this PG-13 thing to the limit on this answer.
And by the way, you've been admonished. Sandy Duncan was Peter Pan, not Tinkerbell.
Oh,
Ah.
that's right.
Sorry.
Julia
Joe.
Roberts was Tinkerbell once.
Joe. Did Joe Rocky correct me on that one?
Joe Rocky did correct you. on
Joe
that.
Rocky.
All right, I have my answer.
Panelists, are we ready?
No, what's the question again?
What's big, green, and covered in fuzz? The answer, the Jolly Green blank.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Everybody thumbs up, ready?
I got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Brady?
right.
I'm sorry,
will
Eric
see-
is the host.
Yes, Eric is the host.
Brady, you can go.
Thank you. I will say Jolly Green carpet.
Carpet.
I would say the Jolly Green Peach.
Peach.
Oh, now I get it. Sorry.
Nice.
It's a fuzz joke.
Yeah.
Joey.
I took the fuzz joke. I went with the fuzz joke route as well, but it's a little more disgusting.
I'm afraid to look.
Kermit plays tennis.
Indeed.
That would, yeah.
Becky, not a match, unfortunately. Jolly Green Blanket.
Ooh, I was close. I was close.
You were.
Carrie. Jolly
Booger.
Green Booger.
Ew, Carrie, that is unacceptable. Kermit's balls is fine, but Booger,
I feel like Johnny Fever now. Booger.
Booger.
Gary's next on our list. He says Jolly Green Fungus.
Ew.
Celia?
I went with Joseph and said balls.
Balls.
Todd, I really thought you would say balls.
I usually do.
Yeah, you got to dumb down your answers there, guys, and think more on a middle school level.
Yeah,
Jolly
right.
Green drop pickle. That's amazing.
Miss Wilson says Jolly Green dropped pickle. So no
Excellent.
matches. No matches.
No matches. Brady and I aren't very good at this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sabrina, nice answer. I like Muppet.
It's, do we need another Dumb Dora question?
Why not?
Yes.
All right. Dumb Dora was so dumb.
How
How dumb
was she?
was she?
The first time she was on an ocean liner, she thought the porthole was a blank.
Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, Celia, you're making me sick.
I got it.
It's
I
the
think I got it.
I got this one. We're going to get a point. Some points are going to be awarded here. I have a
Come
feeling.
on, guys.
All right.
There we go. Great. You're going to cost us money.
Yeah, right. Are we ready, panelists?
Joseph is disappearing.
All right.
Ooh.
Dumb Dora was so dumb.
How
First,
dumb was she?
First time she was on an ocean liner, she thought the porthole was a blank.
Todd.
Commode / toilet.
Turlet. Brady?
Since she was nonsensical, I'm going to say that she thought the portal was a painting.
Painting. Okay. Joey, I can't wait. What's your answer?
There you go.
Yes.
That counts.
Todd gets a match. We can take that for toilet.
Yes.
Becky.
Well, a toilet.
Toilet.
Nice. Brady, this is where I distance us.
Yes. Carrie. Toilet. Oh.
Toilet.
Uh-huh.
Checking everybody's spelling, too. Everybody's spelling it right.
Gary and Dora thought the portal was a toilet. Todd might run the table here. Celia?
She's frozen.
Celia's
Frozen.
Oh, she said toilet.
You're frozen.
there it is. She unfroze. Toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet.
She said toilet?
She said
said
toilet.
toilet.
Now she's
Got it.
gone.
What did Miss Wilson say?
She's yelling toilet really loud across our house. Our kids are probably wondering what's going on.
Said toilet just in time. And
Don't worry, kid,
rounding
I'm
out
drunk.
the panelists, Miss Wilson says potty. It's a potty.
I said toilet.
We got you.
All right. Todd ran
How
the
many's
table.
that?
Todd ran the table at 6.
Gosh, I feel like Charles Nelson Riley right now.
All right. Well, that was our 3 rounds, so Todd is the winner. He comes out there in the end with the toilet. All right. So,
It always
It's
comes
a
out
potty
of
in
the
the
Twilight.
USA. It's not
well, Todd now gets to do the super match. Todd,
With who?
I'm going to make a rule here, and you're not
Okay.
gonna like it. But we've already played this game of match your wife thing. So you have to match a certain person on the panel, with the exception of your wife. So you have to pick
Okay.
a person.
Does the whole other panel leave after I pick a person? I don't want to say goodbye to them all.
No, they'll stay there. And
We'll
listen.
stay here, but you can only pick one.
Only one gets to play.
You can still look at them.
I'm going to go with Carrie.
Remember, I watch this game daily.
Well, I know, but see, Carrie and I have gone every grade, kindergarten. We grew up together, so I feel like we probably have some sort of connection.
Simpatico.
Symbiotic.
Yeah, and I was her first kiss.
Oh, ooh.
Oh,
Easy.
easy there.
Yeah, boy.
I didn't even mean to say that. Carrie, I apologize.
I was joking. She was also mine. I made it. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
everybody knows now, Carrie. The millions of people out there
Okay,
listening.
now I gotta ask, what grade?
5th. Yeah.
Oh,
This is my
God.
2-year college.
Drama City.
Dude, I was in my 30s when I went to college. So it's
All right. Here's
I'm checking out Billy Madison.
here's the super match.
okay.
Carrie's gonna write down her answer.
Okay.
Blank your hands.
Kill yourself.
Blank your hands. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready. She's ready. All right, Todd, for $25,000
In the famous,
in Monopoly money.
in the to
Blank
quote the
Your
famous,
hands.
in the words of Lamar, I can't remember his last name from Avengers.
Luttrell.
Luttrell.
Yeah, Lamar Luttrell. Clap.
Clap. Carrie? Clap!
Yes. Nice.
Bravo.
Do we get to say it?
Clap your
Speaking
hands,
of the clap.
everybody.
Be sure to subscribe to the STD podcast if you can.
Yeah.
Clap.
Definitely,
It is
guys.
Shameless.
Clap for people.
Yeah, if you really want to get the clap, yeah, go to the STD podcast.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you,
Shameless
Joseph.
plug. Shameless.
Joseph, we've enjoyed your participation for weeks now. It's
Yes.
finally cool to get to
Yeah.
put a face.
Yeah, good to see you,
on
Joseph.
the shenanigans.
We need to
Yeah, brother.
return the favor to him.
Yeah, is that T?
Yeah, we gotta be on the show sometime, man. I'm always, at the end of the show. Whenever it's always a random topic or a silly guest or whatever, and we always have. If there's people watching, want to come up on the panel, man, come on, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
I'll bring you up there.
Awesome.
Friday
Be sure
nights.
to get on YouTube and subscribe to YouTube.com/STD podcast because every subscription counts, man. It's so hard to get subscribers because a lot of people just don't. They're lazy and they don't want to do you a tiny favor. Take 10 seconds out of their day.
We
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
One mouse click. That's
Yep.
all it takes.
Right, literally. Like, I mean, I subscribe to so many. Anytime I see my friend put a YouTube channel up there, I do this all day. I don't even watch regular TV anymore, man. It's all podcasts and shit shows and stuff like that. It's way fun, man.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thanks
Miss
to all
Wilson,
of
for
our
playing.
panelists.
Thank you,
Yes.
Gary. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Celia. Thank you, Carrie. We rocked, Carrie.
Yes. They were the wieners. All right. No offense. I'm going to remove everyone from the room.
See you, Joseph.
Me, Joseph.
Thanks
See ya.
all. All right. And that was episode 50.
Fiddy.
Appreciate everyone's participation there in the chat on the screen. Another angle to our show that we read. Again, I was just playing it by ear all over the place tonight. We just really went out on the ledge.
So,
I hope
gentlemen,
you enjoyed it. Gentlemen, schmentlemen.
50 episodes in. Did you think it would get here?
I never thought too far ahead at first. You know,
Yeah. This is a way to pass time during the pandemic.
All right. Todd gave a plug of an announcement. It's
Yes.
going to happen next week. So
Yeah. Should we should probably maybe we can give some hints throughout the week or something. I don't know. Get creative. We got
social media somehow.
creative juices flowing.
All right. Again, thanks everyone. Next year is our 1 year anniversary.
Next week.
Episode next
Next
week.
week.
Yes. 1 year anniversary, episode 51. Did I say one?
You said next year is our year anniversary, so
Well,
next year will be our 2 year anniversary.
2 year anniversary. Anywho, join us next week. Believe we should be back on Wednesday. I'm thinking. But we'll put the invite out there on Facebook and all the social media places that we usually do. Join us, and if you can't watch us here on the video, you can. The audio will come out on Friday morning, so join us there as well. And want to kind of plug our audio outlets. Most podcast providers we are on. We're also on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope right now through Twitter, and Facebook Live. So any of those places you can find the show at any point in time. So with that, anything to give the order, John?
Special hello.
Go ahead.
I want to give a special hello on audio and video to our listeners, and we're not making this up, in India.
Yes.
We have discovered that we have a following in India, and we would like to say hello to all of them and join the show sometime. We would love to hear from you and how you ended up as a Play It by earbuds. So thank you, India.
Definitely.
Yeah, 13% of our audio plays come from India. So it's you just never know doing this whole thing, and that's certainly something we talked about. That did you think it would come to this? I never thought that we would have 13% of our plays from India, but hey, it's wondrous, this little podcasting thing. So again, we appreciate
worldwide.
Yes, we appreciate everyone's input and being around.
Sabrina asked if
yes,
we're
we
on
are
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
Search us out. There's our logo up here. There are a few other podcasts called Play It By Ear, and look for this logo up here. And our description is 40-something or another.
Our
It talks
faces.
about 40-somethings. So make sure you find the right one there, but certainly love to have you on the audio side as well. So with that, gentlemen.
We look better on the audio. We look better on Spotify.
Well, we certainly do have faces for radio. That's cool. That's fact.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.